Usually when I watch a Frankenstein movie, I'm left with the longing for meaning and purpose. But this one just made me wonder why my car doesn't have an inkjet printer. Welcome to Creepin' It Real. Thanks for joining me. I'm Judah. We're talking about 1990's Frankenstein Unbound. Now, this was Roger Corman's last movie as a director. Seems he was lured back by Fox with the promise of $1 million just to direct this film. This film had a budget of a little over $11 million. Here's the hard truth. It only made back $300,000 theatrically. So here's the setup. We have this scientist from the future that was commissioned to create a weapon for the government. Now, this weapon has some interesting side effects and it causes some kind of storm in the sky. Now, the storm turns into what I can only call a time vajayjay. And look at this photo and try and tell me that is not exactly what it looks like. And when you see it in action opening in the sky, it's even more evident to me that somebody thought that they were really funny. So this scientist and his sweet ass car get sucked up into this time vajayjay and they get sent back to the 1800s. Now this car is one of the coolest futuristic cars I have seen in a movie. It's kind of like Kit from Knight Rider, but way cooler because, wait for it, it has an inkjet printer in the dashboard. That's right, being able to print out full 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. I don't know how many sheets per mile it gets, but I think we all know we want these installed in our cars. He's talking to his car because he doesn't really know what happened. And he's asking his car to find out information. And his car's like, sorry, I can't connect to the network. And he's like, okay, well then use a satellite relay. Sorry, man, there's like no satellites to be found. So he's now putting together that they are not in the time that they should be. Here he meets Victor Frankenstein. He tells Victor that he's well acquainted with his work, where Victor gets a little standoffish and says, no one knows about my work, and storms off. He's seeing some big commotion is going on, and he checks it out. It happens to be a trial for the murder of a child. Well, future scientist, as he's there watching this court proceedings, sees a young woman sitting all by herself. He asks about her. Turns out it's Mary Shelley. Yes, the author of Frankenstein. But her name is not Mary Shelley at the time because she has not yet married. Now here is where I'd like to point something out to you. Historically, Mary Shelley is, in fact, a real person. We know because she is the mother of modern horror. She wrote Frankenstein. And as history points out, she was 16 to 18 years old as she was writing this novel. So this future scientist, who's 50 by the way, goes and sits next to Mary. They have a conversation and he tells her that he's a big fan. And she's like, sorry, none of my work is published, so I don't know what you're a fan of. But our future scientist takes her for a ride in his sweet ass car, then somehow gets this barely legal woman to sleep with him. And did I mention that he's 50 years old? The only thing I can walk away with here is either Mary Shelley is a slut or that car was really cool in person. I mean, he really sold it when he showed her a copy of her book that printed from the freaking dashboard.
Hold on tight!
This is incredible!
Faster than light!
Mary asks him, how does my life go? And he's like, do you really want to know that? And she's like, I guess not. At this point, she ends the relationship with him. It was just some kind of a weird one-night stand with future scientist man. Why she was even in this movie makes no sense other than to be like, Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein, but it was really like a biography that she pushed off as science fiction. I'm not sure. Frankenstein is having issues with the monster. As we all know, the monster is feeling lonely. And this is what is so weird to me. This monster is so unbalanced from all the others that I have seen. This monster understands the sorrow of the human soul so deeply and can word it so eloquently, but at the same time, in the same instance needs to be explained what death is. So the mental capacity of this monster is super unbalanced. It's like this seesaw. He's super intelligent one second, and when it's convenient to the plot, he's dumb as a nail. So he wants a bride, as we all know. Well, he doesn't have enough power to recreate experiment he did that brought the first monster to life. He kidnaps future scientists and says, you have to help me make a bride. And we're going to use the power source from your sweet ass printer. Future scientist is plotting with his car. He tells his car, is there a way to undo the time vagina? And the car's like, sorry. What will happen if we reopen the rift? And the car's like, well, you'll be sent to another time, but I can't tell you where this time will be. He says, okay, I want you to charge up this laser. And when you get enough power, shoot it at the castle that we're going to be doing our work in. Car's like, no problem. I can do it, bro. They're in there doing their experiment, trying to raise this woman from the dead, which, by the way, where did this woman come from? Used to be Victor's fiance. That leads me to some of the spectacular practical effects that this movie gives. The monster has killed several people, and these kills are so laughable. It was almost like they were trying to save money so they could pay Roger Corman that $1 million. So in one scene, the monster grabs this constable, one hand around his throat, lifts him up off the ground, and with his other hand rips out his heart. But here's the thing. Most movies, you would have seen the hand go into the chest and pull out the heart. In this movie, what you see is Frankenstein put his hand under this guy's vest and pull a heart out. Frankenstein could tell that this was a well-crafted vest and didn't want to ruin it. He saw no point in destroying such a beautiful vest, so therefore he reached under and behind the vest. It had nothing to do with wanting to hide the fact that they didn't have the money to spend on practical effects, showing him ripping through the vest and opening a chest and pulling out the heart. Nobody's going to care. He'll just reach up under the vest and pull out a heart. It was very evident, and it was quite funny. The other murder that they actually show is him killing Victor's fiance. He grabs her shirt, we're talking cloth in both hands, and rips her shirt open. Now, I thought this was just Roger Corman's way to get some unnecessary boobage in here, but I'm guessing her blouse was like glued hardcore to her skin, because not only did her shirt rip open, but her whole chest ripped open. It was a little surprising that occurred from him just grabbing her blouse. Victor uses his fiance to create a bride for the monster. As the bride is rising from the dead, the car reaches full charge and blasts this castle with a laser. At this point, the sky opens, revealing once again the time vagina. And Victor's like, what's that? And future scientist's like, that's my monster, bitch. Anyway, they get sucked into time. They go somewhere well into the future. We're talking distant future, which is nothing but a snowy wasteland. Some craziness ensues. Future scientist pursues the monster. They crawl into some bunker. Here is once again where the monster has knowledge well beyond anything that he should have, because future scientist doesn't even know what the heck he is in. But when he goes in it, the computer system that is running the bunker welcomes him by name and says, welcome back, Doctor, whatever the heck his name is. Welcome back, future scientist. He's like walking around amazed by the different light show that is going on. Clearly, they were planning for a sweet concert because there's laser beams all over the place. He runs into the monster and he asks the monster, what is this place? And the monster somehow knows it is the brain of the last city that remains. Did he find some kind of manual somewhere? How did he know this? Anyway, a fight ensues. The future scientist has some control over this brain because apparently he created it. He gets some lasers to fry him. Then this future scientist walks out to the last city. End of movie. Thank God there was an end to this movie. Now, as a child, I remember seeing the poster for this, and I was quite intrigued. I thought it was really cool. Here it is right here. The colors, it really drew me in. The stitching of the eyes together. I felt it really portrayed the idea of Frankenstein. The odd thing is, when you see this monster, yes, he is monstrous. He's got some weird crap in his head, but you don't really see a lot of stitches. In reality, this makes no sense. Why Victor would stitch together several different color eyes to create one eyeball. So granted, visually, the poster is stunning, but in practicality, it makes zero sense. Despite the poster giving it a bump, I'm still landing at a 4 out of 10 for this film. So my question for you is this. If you've seen Frankenstein Unbound, did any of this movie make sense to you? And how badly do you want an inkjet printer in your car? Because I'm ready for the future. This whole car thing with just backup cameras, forget about it. I need a printer in my car. Yes, the backup camera can stay, but I need to print out paper on the fly whenever I need it.
How many reams of paper do you want?
Please like, subscribe, and share. If you made it this far, you're a champion. You get a gold star, and Jake's not here to steal it this week, so good for you. Please, if you have any suggestions for other movies I should check out, leave those in the comments below. I love to hear from you. If you disagree with anything I had to say about this movie, leave it in the comments. This is supposed to be a conversation, not just me talking at you. Thanks for watching. I'm Judah. This has been Creepin' It Real, and I'll talk to you later.